Speaking clearly isn't just about having a nice voice or sounding smart. It's about connection. It's about being understood, being remembered, and being taken seriously when it matters. Whether you're leading a meeting, recording a video, or just trying to express yourself more confidently, your ability to speak clearly makes a huge difference. And like any skill, it can be improved, one habit at a time. Let's start with something simple. Slowing down. Most people talk too fast when they're nervous or passionate. The problem is, when we rush, we blur words, skip over important ideas, and leave listeners behind. Slowing down just a little makes you sound more thoughtful, more confident, and more trustworthy. Think of it this way. Your ideas matter. Don't race through them. Give each sentence room to breathe. Now, that doesn't mean talking in slow motion. It means allowing for pauses. A well-timed pause lets your words land. It gives your audience a moment to reflect or react. And it gives you space to think and breathe. Great speakers don't rush to fill every silence. They use silence as part of their message. And speaking of breathing, let's talk about that. Controlled breathing is one of the most overlooked tools in clear speech. When we get nervous, our breath gets shallow and fast. That makes our voice shaky, our thoughts jumbled, and our words hard to hear. Practicing calm, steady breathing helps anchor your voice. It gives you more vocal control, and it reduces tension. Try this. Before you speak, take one slow breath in through your nose and exhale slowly. Do that once or twice. You'll feel your body relax, and your voice will sound more grounded. Another habit is articulation, how clearly you pronounce your words. A lot of people mumble, trail off at the end of sentences, or blend words together. This isn't about having a perfect accent or sounding formal. It's about clarity. You want people to hear exactly what you're saying without straining. To improve articulation, try reading out loud each day. Choose something simple, a book, an article, even a social media caption, and read it slowly, exaggerating each word. Over time, this trains your mouth and brain to work together more smoothly. Recording yourself is also a game changer. Yes, it might feel awkward at first. No one loves the sound of their own voice the first few times. But hearing yourself is the fastest way to notice what you redoing well and what you not. Are you speaking too quickly? Using too many filler words? Dropping off at the end of your sentences? Once you're aware of it, you can fix it. And here's the cool part. The more you do it, the more comfortable you'll get with your voice. Let's talk about filler words. Like, we all use them. They're a natural part of speech. But when they show up too often, they weaken your message. They make you sound unsure or unprepared, even if you're not. The goal isn't to eliminate every single filler word. It is to reduce the ones that don't serve you. Practice replacing them with pauses. It feels strange at first, but it sounds much stronger. Silence is powerful. Use it. Now, let's move to something that's often ignored. Vocal variety. That means using changes in tone, pitch, speed, and volume to keep your audience engaged. A flat, monotone voice, even if the content is great, can put people to sleep. Think about how you tell a story to a friend. You naturally raise your voice when you're excited, slow down when something is serious, and pause when you want them to guess what happens next. Bring that same energy to your speaking. Don't perform, just be real. Your natural expressiveness is one of your greatest assets. Another important habit is knowing your message. Clear speech starts with clear thinking. If you're not sure what you're trying to say, your words will wander and your listener will get lost. Take a moment before you speak to ask yourself, what's my point? What do I want people to understand or feel? Once you know that, everything else gets easier. Your words become more focused, your delivery gets cleaner, and your confidence grows. Let's touch on body language and posture. Even if you're only speaking into a microphone or camera, the way you sit or stand affects how you sound. When you slouch or tense up, your voice gets constricted. When you sit or stand tall with relaxed shoulders, your breath flows better and your voice opens up. Try this. Before you speak, roll your shoulders back, lift your chest slightly, and imagine there's a string pulling the top of your head upward. That small adjustment can make you sound clearer and more confident instantly. And here's another powerful habit. active listening. You might be wondering, what does listening have to do with speaking? A lot. The more you pay attention to how others speak, the more you'll pick up. Listen to great speakers on podcasts, YouTube, or even in everyday life. Notice how they use pauses. Notice their rhythm, how they emphasize certain words, how they transition between ideas. The more you listen with intention, the more naturally you'll start applying those techniques in your own speech. Let's talk mindset for a moment. A lot of people think they're just not good speakers. That's not true. Clear speaking isn't a talent, it's a skill. And like any skill, it gets better with practice. Don't aim for perfection. Aim for progress. The goal isn't to sound like someone else, it's to sound like the clearest, most confident version of yourself. That starts with giving yourself permission to improve without judgment. A helpful tip is to prepare key points ahead of time, even if you're not writing a script. Having a rough outline in your mind gives you direction. You don't have to memorize anything word for word. Just know your main message, your supporting points, and a simple way to wrap it up. That structure gives your speaking a natural flow. It also helps prevent rambling, which is one of the biggest clarity killers. Another habit is getting feedback. Ask a trusted friend, colleague, or coach to listen to you. Tell them what you're working on. Maybe it's slowing down. Maybe it's reducing filler words. Maybe it's projecting your voice. Ask them to point out one thing you did well and one thing you could improve. Feedback, when it's constructive and kind, is one of the best tools for growth. And finally, keep showing up. The only way to get better at speaking is to keep speaking. Don't wait until you feel ready. Don't wait until your voice sounds perfect or your nerves disappear. Start now. Speak in meetings, record voice memos, make short videos, practice out loud while walking or driving. Every time you do, you're building confidence, clarity, and presence. So, to recap, slow down. Breathe deeply. Articulate your words. Record yourself. Use pauses. Reduce filler words. Vary your tone. Know your message. Stand tall. Listen well. Think clearly. Prepare key points. Ask for feedback. And most importantly, practice often. Clear speaking isn't about impressing people. It's about making sure your message comes through. Simple, strong, and real. Every time you speak, you have an opportunity to connect, to inspire, to lead. Don't waste that moment. Keep building the habits that help your voice be heard and understood. If you found this helpful, make sure to give it a like. It really helps more people find this kind of content. And if you know someone who's working on their speaking skills, feel free to share it with them. Don't forget to subscribe for more tips on communication, confidence, and personal growth. Thanks for watching, and keep practicing your voice. You've got this.